let's make some tamales. What you need to do is get whatever meat you're gonna make your tamales with boiling. We're gonna do chicken. So I have 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken breast in there boiling with a half of an onion thrown in there for some flavor. Of course, we put about 2 teaspoons, 2.5 teaspoons of salt in there. Then over here, we're gonna make our homemade salsa. So we have some green tomato, well, these are tomatillos, which are the green tomatoes that have that skin on them. You see them in your supermarket. And we have a bunch of fresh jalapeños straight from our garden in there boiling. So we have our meat going, and then we have whatever salsa you want to make. You can make this. We're going to do, of course, green chicken tamales. You could do pork meat and red salsa, or whatever you want, because these are your tamales. So you decide. We're going to make our salsa, and we're going to make our meat. We're also going to do some rajas con queso, which are just sliced jalapeños and some mozzarella cheese. So we have a bunch of that chopped up as well. To make the salsa, I have about a half of an onion in there and a couple garlic cloves. We're going to strain out our tomatoes. We're going to let the jalapeños boil for a couple more minutes because those aren't quite soft enough, but of course the tomatoes are, as you can see. So we have shredded the chicken. After it got done boiling, we peeled the skin off, took it off the bone, and shredded it. You want to save the juice from your boiled chicken because you're going to use that to mix in with your masa. And then over here, we have our homemade green salsa. You make your salsa however you want your salsa. We made ours spicy. It has salt, garlic, onion, green tomato, also called tomatillo, jalapeños, and some cumin to give it a yummy flavor. But like I said, you make your salsa however you want to make it. So there's our shredded chicken, and there is our salsa. We are on our way to having tamales. We made our masa to make our tamales. The consistency is important. You don't want it too dry or too wet. This is the type of masa that we use. And in here, we mixed in some lard, the chicken broth from our boiled chicken, some cumin and some salt, and you just want it to be a nice, spreadable consistency. You don't want it to be too dry or too wet. You don't want it sticking to your hands. So this is the perfect consistency. And as we work with it and, you know, get about halfway down, we might need to splash a little bit more water in it because it does start to dry out. I can put the exact measurements for you in the comments. Wash off all of your corn husks. Very important that you wash them very good with some hot water. And we even soak ours in hot water in the sink for a little while, for about an hour, to soften them up and get them nice and clean. Okay, so we're gonna grab a little bit of our masa. Put it right here. This is my tortilla squisher. I don't know the technical name for it. Okay, there's our masa. We got our corn husk. We're gonna lay our masa right in our corn husk. This is the easy way to do it. Then we're gonna put some chicken. Then we're going to put some salsa. That's perfect. Then you're gonna fold one side over. Then you're gonna fold the other side over and fold that up. And we're gonna lay it right over here with the others. So we have our big old tamale pan with water in the bottom, as you can see. And then we're gonna line all of it, the sides of it, with foil so we can close the tamales in to make sure they're extra moist from all the vapor. And we're just gonna line the tamale pan with tamales. We got all of them right here rolled up. So we lined tamales all around the sides, and then we had some extra that wouldn't fit, so we just laid them on top. Now it's time to close them all up. There's several ways to do tamales, but this is our way, and it always comes out perfect. All that foil just helps keep all the vapor in. So we have the lid on, and it's cooking over an open fire. We're gonna let that cook for about 1.5 hours. Okay, so our tamales are done. We've brought them in the house and opened up the foil. They are very hot. Let's pull one out. See what she looks like. Ooh, yes. Look at that. Perfect. Of course, the final test is eating it. And look at all that cheese and jalapeños in there. So good.